Hey, it's the Cubic Cuber, and this is a video about two of my favorite 2x2s, and I'm trying to decide which one of them is a main. So I'm basically going to be talking about their different aspects and why you should get either one of them. Okay, so these two cubes are complete opposite ends of the spectrum. The Wuxia M and... Wait, this is the Chuan. This is the Chuan M and this is the Wuxia M, and they are completely different cubes. The Wuxia M is slower, more fluid for a softer turning style, and this is a lot more rough and tough for a harder turning style. And they're both super good, and they both apply to different turning styles and personal preference, as all of cubing is. But in this video, I'm going to try and figure out which one is better for sure. And I am doing this, I doubt there won't be a ton of people thinking, oh, Wuxia M or Chuan, but I find there are two very popular cubes, and I want to try and figure out which one is better, because I'm trying to figure it out myself, and maybe this video is going to help me. So, I'm going to be giving 5 different factors on which one is better. So, the first factor is going to be basically the most generic: speed. So, the Wuxia, in short, is a lot slower. And it's not slower in a bad way. It's just slower in that it's slower. I'm always trying to say things in a different way, and then I just realize it's not working. Okay, it's slower. Okay, this Wuxia is slower. The Chuan's faster. Now the Chuan isn't always faster. When you don't have any lube in the Chuan, it can become even slower, or as slow as the Wuxia. But I think that it's kind of weird, because the Wuxia is a lot slower, and when you do lube, it does nothing. It's like somebody dumped silk in here when they were setting it up, and the silk never goes away. But the Wuxia, the Chuan, it eats lube. Like, it just eats it. It completely guzzles. Like, it guzzles lube like a monster. And I honestly, it's crazy. You know how much DNM I've put into this? It's insane. And it's all DNM that, like, it's just basically disappearing as soon as it enters this cube. And it'll make it fast for a little bit. But it's crazy, because DNM usually lasts a really, really long time. But this just lasts, like, not enough. Anyway, so, yeah, that's speed. The second factor is going to be kind of relating to the first one, which is feel. So the Wuxia, like I said in the intro, it's much more fluid, slower, for a softer turning style. Definitely not for the person with a really fast, rough turning style that looks like they're trying to kill the cube. This is like much nicer. And honestly, I think that I like this turning style, but I don't use it much. I don't really use this turning style. I generally prefer the feel of the Chuan, but that doesn't mean it's better. We'll figure out at the end of the video. And that is because just the Chuan is more rough, and my turning style is a lot more rough. Like, I'm one of those people that I'm not one of the people that looks like they're trying to murder the cube, but I'm one of the people that's kind of rougher and has a faster, quicker TPS, with maybe more brakes. I know it's not a good thing. I'm trying to stop it, okay? But anyway, that's basically feel. The feel isn't a huge one on this, because they're just completely different. Like, think of super slow and fluid and super fast and rough, and then just, like, make them as far apart as possible, and then you have these two cubes. Like, they are insanely different. Maybe some people think they're pretty similar, but with my way I've set them up or something, and I'm pretty sure with all the Wuxias and Chuans I've tried, they're very different. And the Chuan, if you set it up, I think you can, using a ton of silk, set it up to be somewhat like this, but I think this will always be a little more fluid and slower. And the next factor is a pretty important one. It is catching and popping. And one of the major turnoffs to the Wuxia for me is catching. This thing catches a lot. And maybe it is just my turning style. I think if you had a more fluid turning style, it would be totally fine. But for me, it's just not, like, it just catches too much. and I really don't like it when that cube happens. And the Eternals are kind of weird. The Eternals, I don't know if you can see, but they're very jagged. Like it's for something. I'm not big on cube Eternals, but they do provoke catching. It makes it softer and probably smoother, but it does just ask for catching. And this one, the Eternals are a little better with that, I think. And they just, see here, whoops, I just messed up that, oh, well. I can't see because I'm like looking through the camera. And in this one, the Eternals, you can see there's like a line there, and then there's like a line there too. But on the Wuxia, it just has the line there, like down horizontally like that, and it doesn't have one like this. And that's really just asking for catching. So that's basically it. This thing never catches, never pops. I've never seen it catch or pop like once in the entire time I've used it. This thing catches a lot. It destroyed my average at a competition recently. I forget, I think it was Oakville, the one I vlogged at. And this is just, it just catches a lot. With my turning style, it catches a lot. With another turning style, it probably wouldn't. But moving on to the next factor, which is price. Hang on, I've got a little sheet with stuff on it. Hang on, move this over so I can see it better. So on the Cubicle.us, the Chewen comes in at $41 Canadian, which is a lot, but granted, that's Canadian. And yes, I did convert it because I'm Canadian and I want to do it Canadian dollars. That's my thing. And then the Wuxia comes in at $31 Canadian. But if you want to do it American and you're an American, then that's fine. And it's the Chewen is $31 and the Wuxia is $23. Actually, it's $23.99 and $31.99, so it's more like $32 and $24, but whatever. So yeah, that's price. The Chewen is obviously a lot more expensive, but it does bring a little more to the table, I feel, in terms of like stability especially. Like I'm going full on like pretty fast TPS here, and it's still like no catches by any means whatsoever. It's really good. And so now we get to our final factor, and that factor is just overall. Like, which one do I think is better, basically? I couldn't think of a fifth factor, right? Yeah. So these two cubes, as I keep saying, they're complete opposites. And one's very fluid, one's more rough, and I really like both of them, but I think the Chewen's better. I'm just gonna say it. The Chewen's better. Because the Wuxia, this is like an amazing cube when you turn slowly. But as soon as you start turning fast, it starts catching. And for anybody else, I feel like it would be a great cube. But for me and my turning style, the catches are just a huge turnoff. And the Chewen does not catch at all. They're completely equal, completely different, but equal really in performance, except for just that one catching aspect, which just really destroys the Wuxia for me. And it's why I just don't like it as much, because it just catches more. And the Wuxia is still an incredible cube. I love this cube. It's really great, and I use it all the time. But I find that this is just better for competing. This is like really fun to use when you're just doing it slowly. But if you want to really compete and make sure you're solid and like you do not get any mistakes, you have a nice solid average, then you should use the Chewen, because it's just a little more stable. And basically that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, and I will see you all in my next video.